Okay, so now let's get down to important business. We're going to be talking about the new Counter-Strike updates, which I know is the reason why a lot of you are here, just so you guys kind of know what to think and you're thinking the right things about the newest updates to the Counter-Strike maps. So recently they did do a new rendition of the Nuke, which is one of Counter-Strike's most ironic maps. It was first released in November 1999, so this is an update that was much needed. They haven't updated it since 1999, so it's been over 10 years now, and I'm really excited that they finally got the updates out. So there are a lot of different changes that you'll see to Bomb Site A, some new doors that are now openable that weren't openable before, and same with Bomb Site B. You now have kind of an office that you can go in this area that you were unable to go into before, also some new vent openings. I think that this is going to be a lot of really great updates, but I think that the updates do favor they are going to favor the terrorist side. So you can see that there is kind of some favoritism. So, if you start off terrorist, then I and a lot of other professionals agree that you're going to be given, a higher chance of winning just because of the probability. I hope that they do get some help to this map soon because it does show a lot of favoritism for terrorists. And then there's also some other updates to the map. Hold on, let me open my folders. Just a second, guys, while I open my folder. So these are my CSGO maps. So I'm going to be going over these maps a little bit more in detail and the changes to them. I'm going to zoom in on this map a little bit. So this map is called, okay, can you guys, okay, I would appreciate it if we could just kind of keep the talk a little bit more conducive. If you have something to say about the map, please feel free to, but if you have something to say about me, that's really not needed right now because we're talking about gameplay, and I would appreciate it if we could just talk about the gameplay. Yes, there are bikes on this map, and as you can see, you're in a kind of town setting. The part that I really like about this map is the river. I think that it adds a lot into the gameplay that people didn't see before, and the thing that I really like is you can actually use these little paddle boats here to hide on, so it's kind of like an unsuspected place for people to go. And also I like a lot of the lighting that they have. I love the way that they have these archways lit just for the river. I think that it gives off a really nice ambiance, and that's one of the things that I really like about this map. The thing that I really don't like about this map is the construction area over here. As you can see, they have a porta potty, and I just think that they took a really beautiful map and they made it ugly by adding in some elements that they didn't really need to add in for, that were really uncalled for. And this is actually a 420 store right here, so I'm not sure what this is being modeled after, but if I do zoom in on, see, as you can see, 420, it's pretty much promoting that. You can kind of see the marijuana plant leaves in the window. It's I guess celebrating the legalization of marijuana, which is another thing that I don't like about the map. I don't think that they should be promoting that to some of the younger audience that plays this game, and I just kind of find it disgusting. So, and then next picture, this is the cruise map. I've always wanted to do a hostage situation on a boat because I think that, and this is actually one of the maps that I kind of pushed for them to do because, that's something that's really realistic and it really happens. People get held hostage on boats, and that is a very real thing. A lot of people don't think that pirates are something that still exists, but they do, and they will take people hostage on boats. So that's what I like about this. This is a very realistic mission. And then we have the Mikla. This is the alley of a Mediterranean city, serve as a backdrop for the diffuse scenario. So I am not a big fan of this map. I just think that this map is a lot of the same that we've seen. I think that this map is something like this map is pretty much like Inferno all over again. It's like they're using the same graphics, and I just wish they would have gotten a little bit more creative with what they're doing as far as the map goes. So I am disappointed with this map. I just really don't see a lot of potential in it. And yeah, it's very generic. It's a lot of the same, you know, and I think that's one of the things that we need to see in this game. We need to see change. We're seeing a lot of the same. And then finally, the Coast Scenario map. This is also a map that I'm not really a big fan of, as I think that this map pretty much is like the same as the Inferno map. It has a lot of characteristics that seem to show the same kind of settings and different things like that. So what do you guys think? It looks pretty generic. Yes, and I would agree with that. They just added a tower, and that's what I said too. It's pretty much the same as the Inferno map. They just added a tower to it to try to make it look different, and I think it's a lot of the developers getting lazy, and it's just kind of disappointing. You know, we're giving them money, so they need to at least, you know, give us good maps. But, you know, that's aside from the point. Boring maps, lazy design. I don't know why you're doing that face, CVG, violating the separation of church and state. I'm not sure if that would be considered violation. It may. And then we have the Empire map. This map, once again, it's kind of in a more industrial area, so I'm not really big on it. Empire Taxi Company has been discovered as a front for illegal captivity. On the upside, they don't do surge pricing. So it's like an Empire Taxi Company. There is like a front for illegal activity. It just doesn't really add up. It doesn't make sense. A taxi company being used as a front for illegal activity to go on, I just don't really believe. Santorini, this is one of my favorite of the new ones. It's more of a tourist area, and I think that they did a lot with it. It kind of reminds me, it gives me a little bit of a taste of home, but I just don't think it really looks like a war zone. So once again, kind of unrealistic. Royal, Lord William's hometown, has become another high-profile target at Valeria. Once again, like, it doesn't really give much to the imagination. Tulip, okay, and we looked over that one already. But so that's kind of a rundown of what the maps are.